What is up, everybody? Keith Jameson. I go by Gator Guy 231 across the DFS industry, and here to break down Bears at Pats. I don't know what it is. Kind of feel like maybe just like for the last decade, it almost feels like. But Monday Night Football just always has like these stinkers. My rotation's on Monday, and I kind of like it because the crappier the game, the more I feel like the player pool condenses, and we've had some really big wins on Monday. So this is gonna be no different. I think the Pats are absolutely gonna smash the Bears. So we're really gonna be looking at majority Pats builds here. So I'm gonna jump into the picks for those that are new to the show. Very, very short. Gonna go over just the top plays, how I think that construction should go, and move on from there. So quick reminder, like, subscribe, comment, whether you're on YouTube or you're on the pod version. We really appreciate that, and it helps us continue to grow all the free content that we put out on these pages. And just a quick reminder, if you're interested in premium content, which is core plays and chat with all of our coaches, up until lock, through lock, all that good stuff, make sure you click the link below and look at the packages. All right, so as I mentioned, Pats minus 8.5, 40 total. I think 8.5 is low. I think it could easily get to like 10 or 11 by kick. We've seen the Patriots destroy, shaky QBs. The Patriots defense is actually really good. They shut out the Lions with Goff. I think there's a really good shot they could shut out the Bears here, or just have like a fluke touchdown too. So first and foremost, I'm not really going to go over plays, or I'm not going to go over prices. I just want to go over plays in general, because I think that there's enough value there, enough ways that you can manipulate your captain that you can get almost anybody you want. So here's my core. This is wild core for Showdown, but I love Pat's D. I think there's a really good shot that they get a defensive touchdown. I love Nick Folk, because while I think the Pats are going to absolutely destroy the Bears, I do think the Bears defense can be a little bit sneaky and maybe just stops the Pats a few times in the red zone. So I like Nick Folk. And I'm still going to go, even though, why am I blanking on Damian Harris? Jesus, I couldn't think of Myers. No, Damian Harris, despite him being back, I think Ramondre Stevenson's role is just too good. He gets involved in the pass game. He's looked like the most electric running back. I don't think Belichick is the type of coach that is all of a sudden gonna go, Damian Harris, he's a running back one. I'm still giving him more touches. Look, Stevenson's a better running back, so I'm gonna go Stevenson. So let's just talk about that. Mac Jones should be back. I think Mac Jones, just from a cash perspective, I don't think the ceiling is huge, because if the Patriots are way ahead, they're just going to run the ball a ton. You might still be able to get a touchdown or two out of Mac. So I think in cash, and for lack of ways to spend up, Mac Jones makes sense. So there's kind of 4 players that you're going right away. Then I don't think it's crazy in GPP to go possibly fade Mac for Damian Harris and just go, look, the Pats are going to run the ball 40, 50 times. I think they're going to be up. It's good correlation with my defense. Roll from there. So I don't think it's crazy to play both running backs. You could look at 40, 45 touches between the Pats running backs, and just going, look, we don't, Mac's first game back, we're gonna give him a few confidence throws, but if we don't need to throw, we're not going to. I mean, that's what makes Belichick so amazing. If you do go passing game, or you want to flip that role, I think Jacoby Myers has shown over and over again he's Mac's number one. A lot of low ADOT targets, so easy throws for Mac. Tyquan Thornton, though, is by far the most electric receiver the Pats had. Burst onto the scene last week. He's only 6,600, so he can make a lot of things work. Devontae Parker, also a deep threat down the field. All 3 of those are in play. But if you really want the punt, and for the value, depending on where you're at, depending on who you do captain, Hunter Henry is, not only do we know he's a great receiving tight end, for years upon years we just wanted the Chargers to use him and heard him stay healthy. Now he's cheap. Jonnu Smith was back, but Hunter Henry still ran a route. I think it was a 99% of dropbacks or something like that. I think it was 7 targets. So I love Hunter Henry. And talk about Folk, talk about the Pats D. I think that's all you need from the Patriots. So, if you really want to condense it, I think, from a cash and optimal perspective, it's just 1 or 2 of the receivers. Stevenson, Folk, you could swap out. You could easily go, I don't think there's going to be 1 or 2 touchdowns, or I think there's going to be more touchdowns than kicks, and go like Henry, and go from there to the Pat side. For the Bears, there's not much to talk about the Bears. Fields is in play, just because of the rushing upside. Especially if he's under duress, he's going to run. So I think Fields is okay, but at the same time, I don't really want to be rooting for Fields with the Pats D. So I really think that from the Bears side, the best play is Darnell Mooney. If they're behind a ton, they're going to have to throw. Mooney leads the team in targets. It's really the only, legitimate weapon that they have. You could punt with Pettis. You could punt with Kmet. I don't mind that at all, too, especially if you spend a lot just punting with Kmet. But I only look at the pass catchers. Herbert and David Montgomery are splitting carries. David Montgomery is insanely expensive. I don't see doing that. Pats are good against the run. So I just think that you just, if you go with the narrative, which I don't really see it happening, that the Pats don't kill them at home, but the Pats roll, you're doing a lot of 5-1, 4-2 builds, and just kind of swapping out captains. Even getting a little frisky with a defensive captain. If you get a defensive touchdown, we've seen that type of build win. Full GPPs. We've seen kicker builds win, kicker captains win the GPPs. So, a lot of ways you can go. Anyhow, hope this helps. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, comment the video. We really appreciate it. With that, I'll say, see you.